Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone above, below, or in between. Welcome back. And you're going to have to type in the headlines again as you see them. You're just going to have to type it in. Alright, so PewDiePie has been making the news. That's the big story. Wall Street Journal did a hit piece on him. He got fired by Disney. Supposedly, folks were calling him a Nazi. He did a joke, basically. H3H3 did a good video on him over on the YouTube, so go check that out. I strongly recommend that. Everybody else has been doing information on him and news pieces on him, and in my humble opinion, I think that's kind of sort of to distract everybody from some of the other big news that's been going on. If you've been reading those headlines, you know what I mean. Milo is a big story. Milo and Bill Maher. That's another big story. You can go check that out, folks. I strongly recommend it. All of it was uploaded not long after. But even still, people are still talking about PewDiePie. Um, you know, so that's fine. I understand he's the #1 YouTuber. I get it. I totally get it. But if he gets burned by Disney, he's still, you know what I mean. He's still gonna be doing fine. You know what I mean? Because you're talking about billions and billions and billions of subscribers, billions of subscribers. So that stuff, I think that's just a big distraction away from other big news. This is a big one right here. McCorvey dead at 69, and that was Roe versus Wade. And come to find out, this is Paul Begley, folks. Go ahead and check that one out. That's a big one right there. Lots of our history, some of our law built on a lie. Come to find out. There's Mark Dice having fun, taking pokes at the media. Trump calls liberal media the enemy of the American people. There's all kinds of news being had, folks. So don't get distracted by the big superstar. Don't get distracted. But do take note of it. Watch it. I encourage it. If you can ride the wave, get famous, please do. Have at it. But there's other stuff going on, man. All kinds of stuff. How Obama helped illegals steal jobs from Black America. That's on InfoWars, if I remember correctly. What else we got here? The DNC revolt over Ellison that the corporate media won't cover. That's on Sticks, Axe, and Hammer. Still more news on California. Let's go check out Dabu 77. Colin Fatherty. I'm still never going to be able to pronounce that. He's still doing some crime news there. What else here? Mark Zuckerberg to release his Communist Manifesto as a blueprint for, yeah, globalists. Oh yeah. That's a big story there. Go check that one out. What else we have here? President Trump has done more for refugee children than Obama. Yeah, you got lots of good stuff happening, folks. So don't be distracted by the big superstars like PewDiePie. Do take note of Milo, but don't. What we're seeing right now is the mainstream media in its death throes. Okay, and they're going after both PewDiePie and Milo, both on the same week. You know what I mean? And they're trying to, like Milo on the Milo show, they basically told him to go screw himself and shut up. And then they went on for another handful of minutes blaming everything on the Russians. And then with PewDiePie, they took a joke and they put a spin on it, and then they tried to make him look like a freaking Nazi, which he's not. That was just a freaking joke. He apologized for the joke and all this other stuff, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And again, a lot of that's just distraction. You got these bigger news stories here, like Mr. McCain here trashes Trump on Eurotrip, proving he's a traitor. You can go check that out. The big T word, I don't know if anybody should be loosely throwing that around, but I don't like him. If I was a citizen of the state that he resided over, I would be suggesting folks put in the paperwork, write your local congressman, write your local senator, write your local judge, mayor, whatever. See if you can get that guy out of office or whatever. And we got some really good posts here by some other folks here. Really good stuff to read. I'm telling you. Yeah, and I had to get into an argument over the talking points with somebody, so pay no mind to that picture. This one's really good. This one, yeah, there's still people threatening Trump. I don't know why the freak they are. They're doing it on social media. It's fucking insulting. Here's one about taxes. Up until 1913, Americans kept all their earnings. Despite this, America still had schools, roads, colleges, bridges, fast railroads, subways, and a military. There's a solid fact for you right there. Yeah, there's some. What was it? What was it that CA did? I had to put up reaction shots on this. Oh man. The tweet's deleted. Oh, we can't get to the tweet. Oh man, Twitter, how dare you? All right, I think it was about free speech. I think it was college campuses. Dalai Lama made the news. In case y'all didn't know, so check that out. What else? Yeah, that was in a little rant. Somebody was talking about YouTubers not stepping up to the plate when Gamergate was going down over free speech and over how crooked the press is. That was a photo previously. I'm not going to scroll back up to it. Some of those guys, y'all know who they are, like Harmful Opinions and such. They went after him within the same month. So yeah, folks, there's been some censorship going down. There's been some big people that have been tried to shout down and talk down. There've been some big people that they've been trying to shut down. What else we have here? Anti-gun attorney tries to enact police state. Yeah, that's Yankee Marshall, I think. Let me kill the audio real quick. We're at 6 minutes. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this very, very casually, folks. Wizard of Cause tried to do a show on Pewdiepie, trying to say that infotainment is the new it's a new attention grab. Yeah, that's the Yankee Marshall. I just had to confirm what it was. You know what I mean? That's what I'm sharing, folks. That's what I'm watching. That's what's going down, folks. Not stealing any of his crap. Y'all can tell. Just so y'all know who it is. Who's who and what's what. But yeah, Wizard of Cause, he did a show. Let's scroll up here to the top. Trying to claim that infotainment was the new way of the future or something like that. Like that's the new way people absorb their information. I'm like, nah, let's try and keep everybody informed because everybody's still got a job to do. You know what I mean? Infotainment's probably gotten popular because, you know, it's what everybody's talking about. And you only got like 10 to 15 minutes for your break time. You only got like 30 minutes to an hour for your lunch. And, you know, you just want to stay informed. Everybody tends to cling to one story. You know what I mean? And it may not be necessarily something that affects you. You know what I'm saying? Orwellian Twitter censorship has hit Donald Trump's feed. That's on InfoWars. Go check that out. That is a fact. Almost everybody covered that throughout the week. So I hope I'm not repeating myself too many times. China positions to start World War III. Go type that in and check that out. I think I already mentioned that. Flagging censorship with Jeff Holiday and Irate Bear, and that's on Undoomed. But anyway, like I was saying, folks, it's all about time. See, folks, aside from your lunch break and your cigarette break that you get at work, you got 4 hours a day, and that's to get all your dishes washed, your laundry done, your meals cooked, and after that you got to sleep sometime, right? So roughly it works out to you're working 10 hours, you're sleeping for 8. You know what I mean? And that's 18 hours gone right there. You know what I mean? So, and you gotta spend time commuting to and back from work or whatever, or school or whatever. So, Japan had an earthquake. So straight up, there's not a whole lot of time that you're gonna have to absorb information. So of course everybody's gonna look at whatever's hot. And this one right here is the Wizard of Cos one right here, and it says, "Let's talk about media." And I it's a good show to watch. Good show to watch. But straight up, I'm much more conventional when it comes to my stuff, all right, folks? Or at least I try to be. I try not to get distracted by the big main news right there. PragerU, yeah, Prager, straight up, great show, great channel. I almost never see this stuff on YouTube. Almost never. You know what I mean? And that's been going on for like years, like the 2 or 3 years that I've been on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like since Gamergate kicked off. You know what I mean? And that's just a gag. That little picture there, that's just a gag. This one right here, this is big news as far as I'm concerned. Obama's last gun control bill was flipped. That's big news as far as I'm concerned. Trump calling the media the enemy of the American people. That's big news as far as I'm concerned. The Milo Yiannopoulos story on Bill Maher. That's big news, particularly when they grilled him, when they roasted him. Excuse me. All this other stuff. All this other stuff is what I'm down with, and not for nothing, folks. I do respect Pewdiepie. Nothing but love for him, and I understand what this means. But basically, it's the mainstream media. They're in their last days, and they know it. And I would love to get into a long, drawn-out talk about how it took forever for the internet to get good, and there's reasons behind that. And Seattle for Truth kind of sort of stumbled onto that with one of his programs. So you may want to go to the Ralph Retort and check out some of Seattle for Truth's information on that. But that's about as far as I'm going to go with that topic. I'm just going to say that there's no coincidence that it took a long time before the internet got good. And it all has to do with the news media itself not wanting to be obsolete. Same thing goes with some of the other entertainment. There's a reason why games were just awesome at one point in time, then all of a sudden it started getting bad, and then they started charging DLC. There's a lot of reasons for that too. And I'm definitely not going to be able to cover that in this episode because we're at the 14-minute mark as is. So, straight up, you see the Twitter feed, you know where to go. You know who's who and what's what. You know all the channels, you know all the shows, you know all the names, you got the titles, type it in, find it. Find it, man. Tons of information out there for you. And as always, this is going to be the Fox Gibson. Good luck to all. Good luck on your projects. Peace out. Obamacare repealed and replaced. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Peace out, folks.